Hello, good day. I hope that everyone is safe and healthy. So with that, we will start and continue our day with positivity. If we have 100 reasons to be sad, let us maximize opportunities to be grateful. God is good, God is real. Before we start, by yourself, think about the photos I am about to present later and tell what can you remember about this. Fried chicken, next will be fries and ketchup. Number 6, hamburger. McDonald. Maybe you're hungry seeing these pictures, but all of these are implying to fast food restaurants. These are available in most nearby places where offer affordable but satisfying services. But specifically, we cannot deviate these concepts in our real life. McDonaldization is adopted in our society.
According to Honor, fast and slow are shorthand for ways of being or philosophies of life. Fast is busy, controlling, aggressive, hurried, analytical, stressed, superficial, impatient, active, quantity over quality. Slow is the opposite, calm, careful, receptive, still, intuitive, unhurried, patient, reflective, quality over quantity. It is about making real and meaningful connections with people, culture, work, food, everything.
From the name itself, fast food, customers expect not to wait for too long. The services are given through quantity over quality, but it doesn't mean that it has low quality. However, it can be the risk.
George Ritzer has termed McDonaldization, that is, the process by which the principles of the fast food industry are coming to dominate more and more sectors of the world.
McDonaldization is not only for catering foods, but also this idea is applied in different aspects of life.
Ritzer outlines 4 characteristics of this mechanistic worldview: efficiency, predictability, calculability, or quantifiable results, and control, or at least the illusion of control.
It has 4 main concepts, and we will tackle it one at a time.
Education continues to rapidly adopt shortcuts that reflect the dimension of McDonaldization. Essentially, this imposition seeks the most efficient way to get a student from kindergarten to grade 12.
Shortcuts are really in demand because of its opportunities, but it should be efficient and effective as well, because according to Code of Ethics, we should promote quality education for all.
The first component, efficiency, is the optimal method for accomplishing a task. Efficiency in McDonaldization means that every aspect of the organization is geared toward the minimization of time. From a customer's perspective, efficiency is achieving the fastest way to get from being hungry to being full.
First one is efficiency. This is getting the goals and desired services by not waiting for too long. Efficient means doing all things and comply to all requirements needed, but the risk is the effectiveness, which means the learning and its long-lasting effect. Like in new normal education, there are many modules and activity sheets and other requirements, but we should also support the effectiveness that even we have different modalities, we should attain with quality education.
Calculability refers to the quantifiable objectives of fast food chains. McDonaldization developed the notion that quantity equals quality. and that a large amount of product delivered to the customer in a short amount of time is the same as high-quality product. Workers in these organizations are judged by how fast they accomplish tasks instead of the quality of work they do.
Second one will be calculability. It means quantity versus quality. It shows that even there are many services to be offered, there should be consistency in having quality services. It's an issue, but we should fix this gap in order for us to have lifelong learning.
Third, predictability. It is the idea that no matter where a person goes, they will receive the same service and receive the same product every time they interact with McDonaldized organization. This also applies to the workers in those organizations. Their tasks are highly repetitive, highly routine, and predictable.
Predictability explains that if customers received quality service in school A, customers will expect that same quality service to school B, C, D, E, and to all. The big word is consistency.
Fourth, under control. Employees become standardized and replaced by non-human technologies. Lastly, as part of standardization, cultural hybridization occurs, the substitution of more predictable non-human labor for human labor, either through automation or the deskilling of the workforce.
Control. This is how services will be produced and catered. It can be human force or virtual or non-human through machines and robots. In education, they supposed to have human labor because it should be motherly or fatherly. Human is really distinct to all. Affection really counts.
Its downside.
Everything has its own disadvantages.
Fast food is not necessarily good food. In fact, McDonald's food is extremely unhealthy and the taste is average and bland. The system of efficiently producing and distributing their food has some other consequences, namely millions of tons of trash each year and a food cultivation system of questionable ethics.
The service and its process are really at risks if it is not guided effectively. In fast food, it causes pollution and big impact to Mother Earth, which affects discipline and care of human.
Focusing on the four key characteristics that produce McDonaldization has eliminated the need for skilled workers. Workers in these conditions engage in repetitive, routinized, highly focused, and compartmentalized tasks that are quickly and cheaply taught, and thus easy to replace. This kind of work devalues labor and takes away workers' bargaining power.
Workers are also at risk because of quantity and expected quality. If machines will be used, employment will decrease. Quality versus quantity. Carefulness, effectiveness, and assurance should really exist because these things are vital in having and achieving quality education.
Slowness doesn't require everything be done as slow as possible. Instead, it seeks to do things well and at the right speed. So what does a slow movement mean for education? It asks to reimagine what it means to be a community of learners. It requires us to admit to and evaluate the organic messiness of learning. It requires admitting that a large part of what is happening is not good for our children, our teachers, or our communities.
We will proceed to the next topic, which is non-sustainability and continuity in education system.
The problem of non-sustainability and non-continuity Teachers, administrators, and publishers are all left in limbo whenever the DepEd would come up with another totally different directive from what it used to have in a rather very sudden interval. Take the case of the grading system, time frame allotted to various subjects, Makabayan program, readiness test, and learning competencies. It is really evident nowadays because there is totally different directive from DepEd, especially with modalities and different platforms. The face-to-face where all are used to it is changed because pandemic has come. It's inevitable, but education should go on and resiliency will show its power because learning never stops. If you are truly or if we are truly and sincerely compassionate to our vocation despite of its suffering and hard work. Education is not only a right, but in situations of emergencies, chronic crisis, and early reconstruction, it provides physical, psychosocial, and cognitive protection, which can be both life-saving and life-sustaining. Education sustains life by offering safe spaces for learning as well as the ability to identify and provide support for affected individuals, particularly children and adolescents.
It should develop the students holistically, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Despite of pandemic, we should promote conducive environment. That's the reason why mental health awareness, homeroom activities, some local order like karaoke and noise ban during class hours have been made.
We have accessing education, the purpose, paraformal and alternative schooling systems. Examples are open schools, community schools, alternative life skills-based basic education, supporting successful transition to and performance informal schools. Examples are early childhood care and education or ECCE, feeder or bridge schools, continuity schooling, accelerated learning or AL or AL.
Accessing education is to access quality education, regardless of any situation, because it should be open for all, disabled, elder, special, and whoever who wants and eager to learn.
Supporting education, raising the quality of formal and non-formal school by providing ready-made educational resources. Examples are structured learning materials, schools, radio and TV broadcasting, interactive radio instruction, training, networking, and resources for intermediaries. Examples given are teachers, broadcasters, mentors, planners, teacher, training, and professional development by distance education, e-networks for teachers, educational broadcasters, planners, self-study manuals for teachers, educational broadcasters, and planners, open source educational resources. Still, under supporting education, communication for development or C4D strategies. Examples are campaigning programs focused on children's needs, school readiness, health, nutrition advocacy, edutainment, broadcasting soaps with campaigning messages.
Supporting education is to strengthen education like the modalities we are using in television, radio, and also CPD or continuing professional development. Furthermore, there are programs that will support children's interest and health. Let us watch this video for a close look about this topic today.
In 1993, George Ritzer published his book titled The McDonaldization of Society. The term McDonaldization refers to the business model adopted by McDonald's in the fast food industry that focuses on the four main elements of efficiency, predictability, calculability, and control. These are said to be the most rational forms of running a business and operating within a capitalist system. With rationality, we replace traditional rules with logical and consistent ones. Let's take these 4 elements and apply them to your experience at a fast food restaurant. What is efficiency? You know you desire something to be efficient if you have ever complained at a fast food restaurant because your food was taking too long. Well, what is too long? 1 minute? 5 minutes? With efficiency, we expect to order an item and have it available right away. Efficiency also puts more expectation on the customer to do things for themselves, such as get their own beverage or condiments. This is convenient for both the customer and the business. The second element is predictability. We love what is familiar. And just like the McDonald's where you live, you expect a McDonald's in another city or country to have either the same menu items and atmosphere, or at least something close to it. Third is the idea of calculability. Let's face it, you don't go to McDonald's because you believe it is the best quality food. Well, why do you go? In addition to knowing what you will get and getting it quickly, you know you will get a lot of food for a small price. So in other words, we go for quantity over quality. Last, we have control. And primarily it's control through non-human technology. Technology ensures that our food is cooked and prepared the same way each time. This aids in deskilling humans and turns them into employees that can be easily replaced. But McDonaldization is not just limited to the fast food industry. Today we see it everywhere from restaurants to banking systems to higher education. How have colleges and universities turned into places of McDonaldization? If you think about it, they focus on efficiency when you take a multiple choice test out of a computer, which automatically grades your test when you're done, and then enters it automatically into an online grade book, which you can then check anytime, day or night. Predictability happens when we expect one professor to teach the same way and use similar teaching styles. Calculability shows up when what we produce in the classroom and what can be measured is the primary focus. You know this is true when what matters most to you is the grade you receive in the class or your GPA. Is this more important than the process of learning? Can all learning be quantifiable? And what about control? Standardized tests and an institution's rules and regulations on how and what is taught give a certain amount of control. And courses that are developed and packaged to be taught by any professor anywhere and outline exactly what needs to be done each class period have a great deal of control. All of these elements impact the type of education you receive. So, is McDonaldization a good thing for colleges and universities? How does it affect the way you learn? Is McDonaldization even good for society? And perhaps more important is how will this affect our future?
It is really shown and it is our choice how we will make education really a quality. To sum it up, quantity plus quality and consistency will be a great tool. Proper balance to attain efficiency and effectivity. Teaching is not only a job, it's a vocation that requires compassion because we love and care for our students to become the next generation and the next leader, the next legacy bearers. So we should dedicate our lives because effective and efficient teachers' influence never dies in hearts of learners.
Thank you, everyone. Learning is everywhere. Stay safe, stay healthy.